Hello, welcome to the Bedtime Book Club. Today, we're reading Chopsticks by Jon Berkeley. In a busy harbour, in the faraway island of Hong Kong, there is a floating Chinese restaurant. It's built on a big barge, has 3 stories, hundreds of windows, and a roof of green tiles. Every night, people come in sampans to eat pork and fish and prawns and rice with chopsticks, and to drink green tea from china bowls. In this floating restaurant lives a small grey mouse called Chopsticks. Chopsticks comes out at night when all the people have gone home and moonbeams slant through the windows. He scurries about looking for scraps of food that the cleaners have missed. At the entrance to the restaurant stand 2 enormous pillars. They are painted in red and gold, and around each one coils a magnificent carved dragon. One New Year's night, as Chopsticks washed his whiskers in the silvery light of a full moon, one of the wooden dragons cleared his throat and whispered down to him, saying, little mouse, climb up here, so I can speak to you." Chopsticks looked up at the whispering dragon. He took a deep breath and hopped onto the dragon's tail. Around and around the enormous pillar he climbed. Halfway up to the dragon's head he stopped. "This is close enough," he said. The dragon sighed. "I won't eat you, little mouse," he said. "I've been here for a long, long time, and I've never moved an inch." "Of course you haven't," said Chopsticks. "You're made of wood and lacquer." "That is true," said the dragon. "But oh, how I would love to fly. Up over the roof I would go, and over the mountains, over the shining cities and the dark forests. If you could free me, you could come with me, little mouse." "I have always wanted to see the world," said Chopsticks, "but how could I free you from the pillar?" "Only old Fu knows how to give life to a wooden dragon," said the dragon. "It was Fu who carved me and my brother here, but that was many years ago, and even then he was old and almost blind." Early the next morning, Chopsticks hitched a ride to the woodcarver's workshops on the other side of the harbour. There he found old Fu living by himself on a small sampan. "Old Fu," he said, "I am Chopsticks the mouse, and I've heard you know how to bring a wooden dragon to life." Old Fu chuckled. "You have come from the smiling dragon on the floating restaurant," he said. "I always knew that one would want to fly. He was the last dragon I ever made, and the finest of them all." Old Fu played a short tune on a small wooden whistle. The song of a blackbird was in his tune, and the sound of the water sighing around the sampan. He played it over and over until Chopsticks had learnt it by heart. "You take this whistle and keep it safe," said old Fu to Chopsticks. "The tune will only work when the moon is full." On the night of the next full moon, Chopsticks climbed the wooden dragon and played old Fu's tune for him. The dragon stretched and shuddered and groaned and sighed, and slowly unwound himself from the pillar. Chopsticks climbed onto his nose and held on tight to the dragon's whiskers. Up they flew into the night, up towards the smiling face of the moon, until the lights of the busy harbour twinkled like tiny jewels in the darkness below. The whole night long they flew over lands that you and I only dream of, returning to the floating restaurant just as the sun began to peep over the eastern horizon. Now, every full moon, the dragon and the mouse take to the warm night air, soaring over the restaurant roof, over the mountains, over the shining cities and the dark forests. In the daytime, Chopsticks sleeps in his favourite place, curled up, safe and warm, in the dragon's wooden mouth. And after every full moon night, he takes the story of their adventures across the harbour to Old Fu. I hope you enjoyed listening to Chopsticks. If you would like to buy a copy of this book, there's an Amazon link in the description. And if you buy it, you can read it as many times as you like. See you next time. Night night.